Hi, I'm Andrew Darcy. I'm a sports physiotherapist from Adelaide, South Australia, and today we're going to continue our series of short videos on elements of the FIFA 11 Plus, which is a dedicated warm-up program to try and prevent injuries in soccer. So this video completes part 2, which is the strength, plyometric and balance exercises. And we start this off with this squat exercise. So this strengthens the quadricep and calf muscles and is broken up into 3 levels. So level 1 is squats with toe raises. So go into a nice deep squat, keeping your legs in line, so your hips, knees and feet are in a nice line. At the top of the squat, go into a calf raise, so up onto your toes. And as you lower down, let your upper body lean forwards a little bit. When looking from the front, try to make sure that you keep your hips, knees and feet in line so that your knees don't come together. So moving on to level 2 of squats, which is walking lunges. Lunge forward slowly at an even pace. And as you lunge, make sure that your hip and knee bend to about 90 degrees on the leading leg. Make sure that your knee doesn't extend past your toes and keep your upper body straight and your pelvis level. Make sure that when you're lunging forwards that your body doesn't lean too far forwards and that you don't have your knee going too far past your toes. Also, if you're looking from the front, make sure that your knee doesn't buckle inwards as you lunge, so try to keep your knee in line with your toes, so don't let it buckle inwards like this. And also make sure that your body doesn't lean away as you're lunging. Try to keep your body over your toes. And then going into one-legged squat, so holding onto your partner's arm to support each other, standing on one leg and lunging so that your knee stays over your toes, so the hip, knee and toes are in line. Lunge as deep as you feel comfortable. Make sure that your knee doesn't buckle inwards like this, so make sure that your knee keeps in a nice straight line or that your body doesn't lean away. And then we move on to exercise 12, which is jumps. So we start with vertical jumps. So go down to a nice squat and jump up and keep repeating. Make sure that you're trying to absorb the force through your hips, knees and feet in a nice soft landing that's even. And don't let your trunk bend too far forwards as you land. Make sure that your knees don't come together as you're landing, so that you're trying to keep your knees in line with your feet. Make sure that your trunk doesn't bend too far forwards. So try to keep a nice sort of straight lower back as you're landing. Then move into lateral jump. So standing on one foot, jump sideways onto the other to absorb the force, and then jump back again. Try to make sure that you keep your force distributed nicely through your feet, knee and hip joints, and that you're not landing with too stiff a leg. And finally moving on to box jump. So having a nice square set up, so you've got a vertical line and a horizontal line. Jump forwards and backwards from one box to the other so that you get a nice soft landing, and then try lateral jumping, so jumping from left to right. And then you can jump diagonally, so jump forwards to the left and then forwards to the left and back to the right. And then you can switch that up by then starting in the other box and moving forwards and backwards in that other diagonal direction. So there we have the last 2 exercises of part 2, which is the strength, plyometrics and balance exercises of the FIFA 11 Plus. We looked at squats, and that had 3 levels of difficulty with the toe raise, walking lunges and one-legged squats. And the jumping exercise, which starts with vertical jumps on the spot, moves to something more dynamic with a single leg jump laterally from one leg to the other, and then much more dynamic with a box jump with directional challenges. Stay tuned for our final video on the FIFA 11 Plus, the complete warm-up package to try and prevent injuries in football.